Today I want to try to put together a Linux machine. This one's going to be a Pi5 in a really nice desktop looking computer case with fans, RGB lights, and all that good stuff. I figured it'd be a fun thing to video. See what kind of struggles I get caught up in. Alright, so we got memory. Put that aside for later. Got the brains of the box, which is Pi5, 16 gig. Pretty simple, straightforward. Put that aside. And then we got the box. I have not opened this yet, so this is the first time I'm looking at it. Pretty thick instruction manual. Oh, very detailed instruction manual. Oh, it's color. Okay. I can get on board with color. Oh, wow. That is rather nice. Alrighty. Side cover. A GPIO pin out, looks like. So you got GPIO pin out. SD card extension. Power switch extension. Okay, those are all the standoffs. That looks like the front-facing LCD. Looks like jumper pins, thermal paste, watch battery, extension pins, CPU cooler. Oh, CPU and GPU cooler. Oh, that is massive. For a Pi5, that's huge. That's going to be nice. Front-facing power switch. Now this is what really sold me. Runs all of your connectors out the back for full HDMI instead of the stupid mini. You have dual NVMe slots, split lane, so you're only going to have so much data throughput. That is the hat for GPIO extension. Case fans. Case fans are always nice. I believe these are RGB case fans as well. Screwdriver. Always need an extra screwdriver. Multi-tool. That big end looks like for the power plug. And the case. Oh shit, another screwdriver. Oh, so you got Phillips number 1 and Phillips number 2. Those are going to be handy. That looks like the front face. All covered up, Lexan. case itself, metal case. Looks like it's been powder coated. All your outs just like a normal desktop. We got an empty box. All the good information. Alright. Instructions. What do they say? Let me zoom in a little. Alright, so put the case together. That seems simple enough. Oh, you separate the case to assemble it. Okay. I was about to say, I don't have any parts. Alrighty. Alright, let's get into this nonsense. It's 2.5 by 8. 4 of them. There's 3 there. 2.5 by 5. Okay, are there any other ones that are 2.5 by 8? Before I get ahead of myself. 2.5 by 4. 2.5 by 4. Alright, there's a lot of 2.5s. Alright. The naming convention is getting to me. So there's 3 in this. So that second number doesn't seem to be the amount. It seems to be the thickness. There's 8. Yep. That's going to be in millimeters. So 8. These are 6s standoffs. These are 5s. Screws. Threaded 4s. Okay. These are not. These are 8s. So I don't need any of them. I need 8s. And screws. Need 3 of those. Got 1 left. Fine thread screws. I got nails and I can't get it stuck together. I have all of these on the table at once. Alright, looks like these 2 holes. And then this one back here. And you're screwing in the brass with hardly any threads, so don't tighten the shit out of it. They're technically only standoffs, they're not supporting nothing really. Except for maybe the PI5. Alright. Those three is what it looks like on the paper. Alright, the rest of these are a different size. 2.5 by 6. Should be 4 of those. Fives, 6. Why are there only 3? That is a problem. Does it show 6? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Okay. These are 6s, these are 5s. I'm glad I caught that. I was about to say, what the hell? So 2 of these. I'll do these right now so I don't get them mixed up. There's not much of a difference. Just go in these back holes. 2 5s and 2 6s. Okay, 5s, 6s. Toss the 6s. 5s, 8s. Where I toss the 6s? 4s. Alright, what did I just do here? I have 1 6. Should not have 1 6. Unless I just put the 6s there. How did I mess that up? 5s. I bet you I put the 5s where the 6s go. Yep, it looks like I put the 5s where the 6s go. That's on me. Admit your mistakes. Struggle a lot less in life. Alrighty. I'm gonna fix that crap. Put the 6s where they belong. You guys watching are probably like, you dumbass. Alright. 5s, 6s. That makes sense now. Alright. Now we're getting to pie stuff. Pi out here. Looks like we are getting the extension. Dig over here. Yep. Extension. Yeah, so it goes that way. Gently. Gentling. Alright, line up the holes so we know we're in all the way. Alright, I'll put you over here. Out of my way. Alright, now we are doing the HDMI extension. HDMI extension. Full HDMI out, not that micro crap. Very gently. Man, I hate pushing on shit like that. Alright, that bottomed out as far as I can tell. I like to push on the connectors and not try to push the boards together. My luck, I'd fucking snap that thing in half. Alright, so there you go. That is very nice. If I get it in frame. Everything out the back the way it should be. Alright, next instruction is the battery. Might as well take all of this crap out at one time. Gonna have a pile by the time I get done with this. Alright, we got, looks like rubber foot pads for the bottom of the case. Jumpers. Thermal pads. Extension. That is probably Lexan cover for the video little screen it's got on the front. Very tiny watch battery. Alright, watch battery goes down like normal. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Does that go over the top? No, that should go on the side, I thought. Now maybe it does. I guess that is a retainer? Yeah? Yeah, it goes down in there like that. Interesting. Little watch battery goes in there. It's seated. That is for your memory, so it doesn't start up, run script all the time, every time. So it has a constant memory battery. Alright, what else? That extender. Come on. Alright. Extender goes here. Alright, now we get a jumper. Looks like it's going to be in this package here. Alright. We have multiple jumpers and then a power button. These scare me. I will move these carefully because I don't want to break them. Alright, jumper, 2-pin jumper. Alright, looks like it can only hopefully go one way. Yeah, looks like it can only go one way. One can hope. Alright. There's a nice audible snap, and then the other one goes this way. Alright. Gives a little twist, but that's the way it looks like it goes in. Okay. Now that that's jumpered, next thing is the ribbon. And I hate these ribbons. These ribbons scare me. Sometimes I've had these things where they don't even work out of the box, and you don't know if it's you that did it or if it just doesn't work. Alright, you gotta pop the little brown tab up to open it. And then it's showing, they're both the same on each end, right? Yeah. So it's showing the black goes towards the brown tab. So the pins are facing the connectors. Like that, just gently. Well, I say gently and then I drop it. Gently insert it. It should bottom out. And you just push the brown tab down to lock it. And you should hear a very light click. Tug on just a little. Make sure it's in all the way. Okay, yeah. There you go. Pick up the brown tab. Insert it. Push the brown tab down. Easy enough. Cross your fingers that it works out of the box. Alright. Now it looks like we're mounting stuff. Okay. Thermal pads, I will probably do... I'll do it when it's mounted. I was going to say I'll do it outside the case, but it doesn't look like it's obstructed. Alright, what is the front? Okay, the open end gets the GPIO pins. Alright, that looks like everything lines up, and then you're getting the big extensions. Alright. Big extensions screw down into the other extensions below it. Not a whole lot of room to get your fingers in here. Come on. You probably could have put that extension probably could have went on after, as that gets right in the way of trying to screw that extension down in there. If you're following along, you've already put the board on, so now you're running into that, so you're welcome. Helps you not at all. Alright, that one goes on that end. So that actually goes on the Pi side. And this one wants to fight me. There it goes. Dragging a little. Alright, so all 4 extensions are on. Get off there. Go away. I don't need you. Alright, very gently tighten these up. You're squishing PCB board. You do not want to go tight with those. Alright. Optional camera. I'm not using the camera, so I don't have to worry about that. Alright. Where are the pads? Get on the thermal pads, I guess. And then the cooler. That cooler looks awesome. For a Pi, that's an awesome cooler. Oh, come on. Why you... God, this stuff's like... Alright, I know how to fix this. Open. Like... I don't know how to explain it. Alright, peel and stick. This one somehow lost its cover. Alright, this is the little one. Little one goes. I've never done a Pi5, so I'm not sure where exactly they go. Alright, so if that's the header, it goes on this far one. There. It looks like this cluster of, looks like a power supply. This cluster there. Alright, so I believe this is the cluster that controls the voltage regulators and stuff for the processor and graphics. So it goes there. And then you have that, what I can only assume is graphics, maybe? Graphics card? And the processor. It's based on the picture. I know where all this stuff is on the Pi4. The Pi5 is a little different. Alright, graphics, or the processor here. Alright, peel this off. Peel this one without messing it up too bad. If I get my fingernail under it. Get it away from the GPIO pins if I can help it. Alright, mount the cooler. Alright. Cooler faces the ribbon. Alright, let's see if I can get it to go the first time. Makes me nervous pushing on this board like that. Alright, push. Yee. Man, I don't like the way that sounds. Push that one. That one clicks. Alright, it's nicely down on the thermal paste. Or the thermal paste, yeah. Down on the thermal pads. That's a lot of pressure. For something that small, that's kind of shocking. It does look good though. I'll give it that. Alright, what is next? Plug it in. Looks like it goes behind the... So, looks like it goes behind the thing. Oh no, over here. Oh, that's a long way. Oh, there's a cover on it. Huh, okay. Alright, I'm gonna have to reroute that a little bit. Man, they don't give you a lot of slack, that's for sure. Alright, that plugs in there, I guess. Based per instructions. Try to get away from that ribbon. Don't want anything near that ribbon. That ribbon scares the crap out of me. Alright, it's all plugged up. Insulator piece. Oh yeah, GPIOs are right there. So this must be the insulator piece. It's the only thing that matches that description. Looks the part. Alright, well that insulates the cooler from the GPIO pins is my best guess. Are the GPIO pins bare? I guess we'll find out when we get there. Power switch converter. Where you be? No, let's cover LCD. Oh, here we are. Very tiny little PCB. Interesting. Oh, spring loaded. Clever. Very clever. These are spring loaded extensions. So they always have contact. It's an interesting way of doing it. Oh yeah, before I get ahead of myself, I need to put that back on. Okay. So this is going to have to move a little. Put that on the outside of that. And this lines up with those. And it's spring loaded, so it's going to be challenging to get that to go. I am noticing a mistake of mine. This is going to have to move, because that does not line up. This is going to have to go on the Pi side, not the HDMI extension side. Gonna have to bump that just a little. Get that to line up. Because this is going to be the support for that piece I'm putting in. Why you no line up? Come on, you can start. It looks lined up. It won't go though. Let me try something. Instead of me trying to fiddle my tiny little fingers in there, put a screw on the end of that thing. There we go. Now it's on there. Alright, so now that that's fixed, and take the screw back out. Put this back in there. Push the spring-loaded piece down. Install the screws. Oh, that one's going to be a tough one. Being spring-loaded makes it kind of challenging. Alright, snug that up. Double check and make sure I have this tight before I snug it up. There you go. Alright, that's on. That is on. That is out of the way. Alright, that looks like that's probably for the switch or the front face. Might be my guess if it says power converter. Alright, it's coming along. What else we got going? Alright, that's the next ribbon for the NVMe. NVMe, where does that? Oh, that goes over. Okay, over. NVMe is going over this board. It looks like that is a mounting spot. Interesting. Alright. Playing with more ribbon cables. Oh, this ribbon cable has to go this way. Yee. Alrighty. If you say so, we'll try it. Alrighty. 2 NVMe slots. Coming off 1 PCIe, so it's going to be a split lane. Pop the little brown tab carefully. Is it popped already? I can't tell. Man, I hate this little stuff. Even with fingernails. Okay, so these are the ones that flip up. Oh, that's scary. Alright, so it flips up like that. And then you slip it in, and you flip that brown tab down. I'm going to be pulling on it, I know I am. I don't like that. Alright, black goes towards the brown tab. Very gently. Bottoming out. Close. And very gently rotate into place. Come on. What am I hitting? I'm not hitting anything. Why are you not going down? Oh, okay. That was not foreseen. Those 4 pins back there, the pin extension goes into the board. So that is why it is not going down. So with a little pressure right here, right there, get it in the light, a little pressure right there, push those 4 pins back there behind the standoff, and they come up through the top piece. They just stabbed me in the finger. Alright. That scares me. I don't like the way that bends like that. Those ribbon cables are so finicky. Alright. Put some screws in it. Screw there. And a screw there. Let's get them started. And then grab some more screws. Where'd the screws go? Standoffs. Screws. Put a couple more screws on the mat. Another screw right there. magnetic screwdriver at least. That's always a plus. Gently snug those up. Dropping shit. Snug that up. Alright. That is in. Screws are in. Not doing halo. They want you to install the SSDs now. Alright, I believe I have a 2260. Let me look. It is. This does not match the case because this is out of my other computer. Could have swore it said somewhere on it what it was. Yeah, we'll line it up. We'll figure it out. Alright, NVMe 1. SSD 1's the bottom, based on what the thing says. Kind of weird. Why did I make it the bottom? So I have a 2280, so it's going to be the last hole. And these are always a nightmare to get these stupid little tape things off. They never want to let go. And I'm always worried I'm going to shove it down in the hole. There we go. I got the tape off. Get off me. Alright. If you don't know, these go in at an angle to start with. Ask me how I learned. And then they just get pushed down. And you put a screw in it. And I assume these are the same thread, so I'm going to try to use one of these. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We'll find out. I will learn for you. And they are. Okay. Gently. Alright, there. There's 1,000 gigabytes. Oh, wait. That is an awful lot of flex. I don't like that. Oh, look. I am retarded. It's a good thing I didn't tighten the shit out of that. There is supposed to be a standoff there. Don't do that. It is a 4. That's a 5. Where's the 4? That's a 6. 4. Alright. Let's retry that. I'm glad I caught that. Alright. For some reason, they couldn't figure out that that needs a standoff. They made the board. Not sure how they didn't know. But all of them need a standoff, depending on which one you're using. You figure they just would have made... these little things higher. Alright. Snug that down. put a screw in it again. Alright. Magnetic screwdriver. You're killing me. Alright, snug you up. Alright, now it's in, and it's not bowing like a mother. So keep that in mind. Follow the instructions. Alright, in. Alright, on to fans. Now there's something I want to do different from all the instructions that I've seen on the fans, because I don't like it and it bugs the crap out of me. Double check too. That's something I also thought about later, is the orientation of the wires, because you only got so much wire. Alright, screws for the fans. Four or five. I guess you use all of them. Nope, you get extra screws. Cool. Extra everything in this kit, actually. It's nice. Alright. My IRC, or my ADHD brain that's killing me, is both of these are shown as exhaust fans. Meaning, usually the housing on the back where it connects to the motor is outgoing. And what really kills me is on the front, the only thing that's laser cut is the slot that's blocked, the power button that's blocked, and the name. That's the only airflow coming in to this whole thing. So why would you have two outgoing fans that do nothing? You're evacuating the case, but you have no way to bring air in. This is the top. This is where the LCD display goes. So what I plan on doing is I am going to run this fan blowing in, because NVMEs get hot when you're using them. So I'm going to have the fan blow over the NVMe, hit the front case where this CPU fan can pick it up, and exhaust it towards the exhaust fan. I don't know why it's not illustrated in there. It needs more airflow than what they're giving it. So rather than have them both blow out the back as exhaust fans, one's going to be intake, top one's going to be exhaust, at least for mine. So I'll flip this one. And it looks like they want the wires here. Based on that, I'm assuming that's the way it looks like. They want the wires facing or in between each other. So this one will be an intake fan, which looks like it's got clearance for the fan blade, so it's not going to hit. And the top one will be the exhaust, so it'll evacuate whatever the CPU fan gives it. That way we have some airflow over the NVMe drive. Not a big fan of the way those screw in. That feels kind of rough. It is a 3.5 by 10, isn't it? 3.5 by 10. Yeah. These screws are just really big. You gotta really torque them down to get some things started. Is this the big one? This is the small one. I guess the bigger screwdriver would help some grip. Alright, now your exhaust fan. This would probably be a lot more easier with a full-size screwdriver. I'm not going to dig for one right now. Alright, that looks good enough for me. So the back plate that connects the motor will give you an intake fan, and this front face exposed will give you an exhaust fan. Hopefully there's enough cable there to plug those in. Alright. I like how it doesn't show mounting that. Oh, I see why. This has to be mounted first. Okay. Oh, are those? Oh, they are. There's LEDs up here. Interesting. Okay, RGB fan, FLED. I'll have to dig and see what these options give you. Does it just turn them off, or? RGB signal out. Oh. Oh, that's a infrared. It's for like a remote. Is there a remote with this? No, there's no remote with this. All right. Well, that, yeah, it shows the remote pickup is facing the front. Maybe there's a universal remote you could use. Yeah, IR receive. It's got IR receive. Interesting. RGB out, 5-volt signal. So you could probably hook a controller to this to control the RGBs. That I will have to dig around. I don't remember ever seeing that in any of the videos I've watched of this. Interesting. Alright, so hook the fans up, I guess. It shouldn't matter which fan goes where, they both come on and stay on. Fan 1. Fan 2. Kind of a little click there. Alright. So you kind of gotta finagle it together, which is okay. So put this on the GPIO header. That's pushing really hard. I don't like that. Why are you not going? There you go. Ah. Try to do this without yanking on the fan wires. Man, that hurts. You are not down all the way. Okay. That looks all the way now. Next. Where are you? Display. Display goes here. Ribbon cable goes here. So I shall assume mount it and then put it together. So this is going to be your CPU usage, RAM usage display, RGB color, based on what I've seen. Alright, this is another flip up. Ooh. Man, I don't like these things. Alright, black goes to brown, or black in this case. It goes down. Alright, now slide it together. How does it go together? Does it go inside or outside? It goes inside. Yeah, man, I don't like that. That is nerve-wracking. It wants to go right over that. Alright. Alright, so that goes in front of the ribbon cable. Does not give the ribbon cable a whole lot of room for the display, which I guess is okay. All of your ports line up. Screws come in from the outside. These bended pieces go behind this back plate. So I will snug these screws all in. And then worry about that screen so it's not flopping around while I'm working. Small screwdriver. Come on. Line up the holes. I probably wouldn't make them super tight until you got all the screws in place. Says it's probably gonna fight you. More screws. More screws. All in all, this hasn't been too bad of a build. Looks really, really good. Like the build quality, I think is actually really well, especially for the price. I think this is like 80 bucks. So to have a case that protects your Pi and gives you all the features the Pi should come with from factory, like everything on one side of the damn Pi, I mean, you can't really beat it. Do I have some at the bottom? I do not. So it's just the side and the back. Alright, now that display that's bugging the crap out of me for just flopping. Alright, the display goes there. I'm going to try not to mash my fingers all over it because it'll get oil on it. It's double-sided sticky. And I don't know if I'm pulling the glue or the... Man, I hate this crap. You can never tell if you're pulling the adhesive or the tape. I don't want to twist the rivet cable too much. Come on. Thank God all day. Alright. Aligning this is another thing altogether. Because if it's not straight, it's going to bug the crap out of me. Alright, well, it's straight. My OCD lives to fight another day. Pull the protective screen off. What we got next? Screen's on. Covers. That's about it. Well, power supply. Let's dig out side cover. Side cover. Alright, this should, the ones with the words should be the outside, so I'll peel the inside first. Oh my god, I hate this stuff. They can't just put a tab on it so you could pull that crap off. Oh my god. Man. Watch it rip. That'd be my luck, it'd rip. Come on, stop it. Alright. Alright, this is supposed to be tinted, but still see-through. You get to see all those beautiful RGBs in there. This is probably, since it is tinted, going to be a fingerprint magnet. So I'm going to refrain from peeling this until I get the front on. Because I do not know what you could actually clean this with. Sometime I'm guessing this is Lexan, so if decision, well, I don't know if it's gonna peel. It's probably not gonna peel around those screws. They have pretty large shoulder on them. Yeah, it's not gonna peel around the screws for sure. Can confirm this is gonna be a fingerprint magnet. Maybe you could probably clean it with alcohol and be pretty safe. They do have one of these cases that are clear Lexan and silver body. But man, I really like black. There. Take this one out. Continue peeling. And these letters I am gonna have to fight with later, apparently. Probably take a wet rag and try to get all those letters out. It's all paper. It's good though. I like that. Nice tinted Lexan. Alright. On to the front. Need that. I need power supply. Or not power supply, switch. Switch. I'm just going to peel both sides of this. I'm just going to have to live with it. Holy crap. Man, I hate to see you guys without fingernails try to get this crap off. God, it's going to be like that, isn't it? Yep. Yep. Gonna be like that. I know why they did the cutout, but holy crap. Come on, come on, come on. Off, 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 off. Out of my way. Alright, so the P's at the bottom. So it goes this way. So I will attempt not to touch the inside too much. So I'm not staring at fingerprints through RGB lights. That will bug me. At least the outside I can clean. Oh, come on. Make a big deal about fingerprints, but it's going to be full of dust in a week. Kind of comical, I guess. It is how my broken brain works. Mom had too much Tylenol as a kid, apparently. There we go. Alright. P's at the bottom, power supply in, or power switch, power supply. Where? Tool. Snug up. Okay, now where do you go? Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. You want me to put it there? Oh, hell you. I could have done that before I put the side panel in. Alright, I'll try it. Note to past me. You could probably do this before you put the side panel in. Alright, well that seems to be in all the way. Yeah, looks like it's in all the way. It goes behind that ribbon cable. Definitely could have done that before I put the side panel in. Thanks, instructions. Double check, triple check, make sure it's down all the way. It feels like it's down all the way. Oh, that's kind of dumb. Alright. Okay. Ah, crap. Where are you going? Small screwdriver. Just snug them just a little. Tighten them down lightly. Don't want to crack it. And there you have it. Black and sleek. Everything on one side. Gotta love that. Alright, well, this is already, I already preloaded an OS. I got a Twister OS on it. So it should, in theory, just boot up. So I'll get that set up and boot that real quick. Alright, let's try this first boot. Cross your fingers, I guess. Get a power cord. Steal one from Pi. Power on. Plug in screen. Plug the Pi in. Plug in Pi in always helps. Alright, power supply. Alright, we have a light. We have a green light. Oh, we have things and stuff. It is doing things. Let's see if I can adjust here. Oh, we have sound. Let me shut this back door. Waiting for it to boot. Color's super washed out. I'll pause it here until it actually boots up. Alright, and here we go. It is on. Loading. Alright. The Pi is not configured, so none of the lights or anything are on it. It does look like... Oh, shit. Yeah, we got 4 CPU cores showing. 1500 megahertz. So that's showing. Home and boots. Alright, everything looks like it's running. Alright, does the mouse work? Is the keyboard on? Keyboard is on. Oh, there we go. Alright. Let's see if I can zoom in without making it blurry. Alright. The one thing I do like about Twister OS, which I have to go into the configure and see if the Iron Man case, all its RGBs and everything are supported for this OS. I think they are, because I think this is Debian based. But it comes pre-installed with apps. It has command. Oh, so I guess they did configure this for command. On the Pi 4, I know this is for overclocking. I didn't know they put it for the 5. See if it'll open. And then the big thing why I like this OS, especially for the Raspberries, is this right here. What is it doing? Is it finishing its install? And it seems like it's still loading everything. Okay, future note. Don't click that. I don't know if maybe it needs an update or something, but I'm pretty sure that only works for the Pi 4. And it locked everything up. Alright, so let's get back to where we were. Alright, connected my internet or my Wi-Fi. CPU processes are all idling. Let's see. Do update. Let's see if it'll do it automatically. Download now. This is cool. I love this. Hardly using any CPU power for an update. That's pretty impressive. Shows each individual core. They don't have a camera, so I'll say yeah. Not too worried about that. I should have the latest version, so I'll skip that. I'm ready to go. All right. Now, as I was saying before, it already comes pre-installed with applications. But the real feature about this that I like is this right here. Yeah, all you Windows and Mac users. So you got your Mac OS overlays, your Windows OS overlays. I'm sure everybody here is familiar with Windows, probably has Windows, so we'll try Windows. Restart. Let me shut these doors. Well, hopefully that's the login. I didn't put a password in. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Alright, well, apparently the default login is Pi Raspberry. Alright, well, there's your Windows theme. Everything should feel pretty much like Windows. Comes with a lot of great stuff on it. And for the Mac people, let's go with the latest version of Mac. Oh yes. There's your Mac desktop. Everything should feel quite at home. Still got everything, all your usages are still up here. All the icons should look pretty recognizable. But yeah, that's Twister OS. It's a really good operating system. I enjoy it. I have it on my desktop. The desktop UI is a little different than the Raspberry Pi. It's not as polished, but it does about the same thing. But yeah, I'll finish getting this thing configured and fighting through the configure menu. I have to figure out if Twister OS is supported for all of its plugins. If not, I'll have to switch it to probably Ubuntu or something. But yeah, that is the Pi desktop. Have a good one.